Good morning, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is the Daily Sales Mindset Training. This is session 3 of our one of 3 on the roadmap revenue. And today we're going to be talking about daily sales. And we're also going to be going through a chart that's going to help you to calculate what your product price should be based on that training we did last week, on your total expenses that you have. So let's get started. We're not going to waste any time. So, sales mindset. What is a sales mindset? A sales mindset is a positive and determined mental attitude that enables sales professionals to approach sales with resilience and maintain a customer-centric focus. So, in order to have a sales mindset, there's a couple of things that you're going to have to be able to do, or you're going to have to actually do. That first thing is overcome rejection, okay? So we're going to have to learn to overcome rejection. If we walked around on this earth and we worried solely about solely about being rejected, we forfeit a lot of opportunities. Okay, so forfeiting opportunities is not a thing that we can actually afford right now in the state of where we are, starting up businesses. Some of us are don't have a business plan just yet. Some of us are navigating through what that looks like. So when you think about rejection, that's going to be the first obstacle that you're going to have to learn to just get over. The reality is, people are going to reject you. It's a part of life. The reality is, rejection does not mean anything but that person was not for you, or that job, that specific client is not for you. So the first thing in a sales mindset is to overcome your rejection, okay? And then your next thing, you're going to have to learn to adapt to changing markets. The beauty industry is rapid. It grows quickly, it grows rapidly. Things change on a daily basis, new things come up on a regular basis. So if you don't have the ability to adapt to the change in markets, it's going to be really hard for you to stay on top. One of the reasons why, personally, I've been in the industry for 17 years now, and I've always been able to keep a job is because when the industry changed, I changed. And it's no different than with your products. It's no different than with your services. It's no different than with your branding, your marketing. You have to learn how to change with the industry. If you don't change with the industry will leave you behind, and it will be very hard for you to stay on top. And then the last point that I have in what it takes to actually have a sales mindset is building strong relationships with your customers. So I want to ask you, what are you doing? What exactly is it that you're doing to build strong relationships with your customers? Not just a relationship that's going to, you know, last for a sale or two, but what are you doing to make those clients 3 and 4 years long of a client, or centuries worth of long of a client? So I can tell you from personal experience, your sales mindset, when it comes to building a relationship, you must get to know your clients. I call it get, give, teach. Get the client's name, give them a compliment, and teach them something new. Every time you encounter that client, every time you send out an email blast, every time that you um, get on a live, every time that whatever it is that you're doing to interact with your clients, you have to get the client's name, give them a compliment, and teach them something new. That builds value, that adds value to their life, and it also makes you familiar with them. That is so important. So this mindset ultimately leads to higher sales performance and long-term business growth. So what's next? Setting daily goals. We have to set daily goals. So a daily sales mindset is a daily sales mindset it's simply because we set daily goals. Every day you need to set a goal. You need to have a specific understanding of exactly what your outlook on what you're supposed to be selling, how much you're supposed to be making. You have to have it, you have to be very specific. So if you had not watched the previous session with us, that one in the roadmap revenue training program that we're doing right now. If you're online, hey, this is I'm doing a training with Impact Esthetician Society. If you did not watch the previous one where it gave you the spreadsheet that I gave you, where it asked you to punch in what your bills were monthly and it calculated what the total amount is, and it doubled that, it tripled that, and it quadrupled that, so that you can see what you need to make in a month in order to pay your bills and put your bills away. You need to go watch that session. You can't make sales, you can't have a sales goal if you don't know how much money you're spending in a month. So that's first things first. You have to get organized with your bills. You have to get organized with your money. If you're not organized with your money, there's no way you can do any of the other things. Like knowing how much you're spending a month and um knowing how much you're putting away, knowing what your expenses is the prerequisite to all these things. If you don't know that, if you can't off the top of your head tell me, oh, I spent about, not even about, I spend exactly this amount. And if you're not budgeting in fast food, if you're not budgeting in gas, if you're not budgeting in all of those things, there is no way possible you can tell me that you know how much you need to sell in order to make profit. Because you don't even know what your overhead fees are. That just does not work that way. We have to put ourselves on budgets. We have to put ourselves on strict budgets um, in order to really know what we need to do in business. You don't know what you're spending. How could you possibly know what you're making if you don't know what you're spending? Because you're really not making what you're making if you're spending more than you're making. Like you have to, so I implore you guys, if you're on Instagram or if you're on Facebook, I want you guys to go to rashadterryeducation.com and click digital downloads. There is a link there that's the roadmap revenue. If it's not up now, it'll be up by the end of this live. And what it's going to do is it's going to give you the video to show you how to navigate through that spreadsheet. And it's also going to give you the information that you need to know in order to fill out that spreadsheet. It's going to give you the spreadsheet sheet so you can download it so that you can know where your money is going. There's no way you might as well not even focus on your business if you don't know where your household money is going. So that's the prerequisite to all of this. But a daily sales goal mindset is daily sales. You have to do it daily. So setting specific, achievable, and measurable goals each day provides sales professionals with a clear direction, motivation, and a tangible way to track their progress. So I have a daily sales tracking spreadsheet that comes with this specific training. So you want to make sure that you're tracking your money, and I'll show you guys when we get to that part. The next thing that we need to know is setting SMART goals. So I believe in setting two types of goals. You're going to set an inachievable goal or something that you believe is an inachievable goal, and you're going to set a SMART goal. The inachievable goal for your daily sales is going to be something that is out of this world. So let's say it's 10 times. If you want to sell, like, let's say your goal is $100 a day. I'm going to 10x that $100 a day to set my goal to an unachievable goal so that I don't put a cap on where I can reach. Does that make sense? Now, in the same token, I still want to set a SMART goal, something that is achievable, something that is relevant, something that is time bound to holding me accountable. So that is what we call a sales goal margin. So I want to make this $1,000 a day, but at minimum, I need to make $500 a day or $100 a day. Whatever that is, you need that margin. You always shoot for the highest, but by the end of the day or by midday, you need to be checking in on what the daily sales are so that you can figure out like how far I am from that minimum. Because that minimum is non-negotiable. So, some things that you want to consider when setting SMART goals is identifying the 3 most critical tasks of the day that enables better prioritization and prevents you from feeling overwhelmed. So, you've got to get organized. I've been saying this for almost 6 months in Impact Esthetician. You got to get organized. That's literally what we have been doing. Has it been 6 months? It's been about 4 months. 4 months. That's literally what we've been doing for 4 months now, is getting organized. We got our mind organized. We've gotten our mindset organized on the way that we look at money, because we brought in some professionals. Aaron, if you go on Instagram, Higher Alignment, he came in and got our mindsets correct on our mindset on money. And then now we're getting organized with all of the other things that make up or play a part in making our sales and getting to the end of the goal. So you've got to prioritize. So if email marketing is a part of what you utilize to make your daily sales, you've got to get organized with those emails. So are you sitting down on a Sunday and scheduling 3 to 6 emails daily? Because let me tell you something about emails. If people are not unsubscribing from your email blast, you're not emailing enough. So it's about staying in front of people's face constantly, breaking those walls down until they get to the point where they're like, okay, now let me go ahead and purchase something. I don't know if y'all remember when Fashion Nova first came out, when they were really building their brand. You would get about 16 emails a day. And what I remember or know to be true is eventually I broke down and I ordered maybe about $200 worth of Fashion Nova outfits, because it was like they were in my face and I was constantly seeing something. So you have to do that. And even if it's redundant, if people are not unsubscribing, you're not sending enough emails. And people should be unsubscribing because those aren't your clients. You need to be going out and getting more clients and getting more emails to put into your email blast, and people should be leaving. It's a revolving door. We try to retain everybody. Everybody ain't going to be for you for every season of your business. And that's the reality of that. If it's Instagram, if you're doing reels, are you making content days? Are you making your reels, and are you putting them and editing them? And stop just doing stuff at the spare of the moment. Like, that does not work. I'm telling y'all, it works for attention, but it does not work for daily sales. You have to be strategic. You need to sit down with a script. You need to figure out what it is that you need to say as a punchline that's going to get people to commit to getting to subscribing to your email, or get them to commit to going ahead and going to the website, or getting them to commit to convert from a viewer to a buyer. So all of this, oh, I'm in my car, let me just shoot a reel. It does not work like that. If you are not setting time aside and setting some intention behind what you're doing, you're in a world of trouble. It simply does not work that way. You have to put effort, time, and energy into what you are doing. Dedicated effort, time, and energy. Secluded effort, time, and energy. The next point is visualizing successful outcomes and the rewards that come with achieving goals helps create a strong emotional connection, reinforcing the determination and dedication. So there will be many days where you won't make a sale. There will be many days where you won't meet your sales goal. There will be many days, or there will be weeks at times, because I even experience it. There are weeks at time where nothing happens. How do you stay committed? What imagery are you creating in your mind about what you believe to be true about your business, so that you can actually continue to do it anyway? On the day where nobody shows up, Are you still going to put the same passion and drive into what you believe? Or are you going to just say, well, ain't nobody here, so I'm going to just wait till next week? It doesn't work that way. Your commitment tells the universe, it shows God, it shows everybody around you how truly committed you are to your dreams. It takes an obsession to be successful. You got to get obsessed with this. It does not work the way that y'all think it works. It does not, it simply just does not work that way. I know we like to think it does. I know we like to look at social media and other platforms and see how people are just popping up. They're not popping up. There's very far and few people that it just happens for like that. I'm not saying it can't happen, but there's not a lot of people where it just happens like that. You've got to get obsessed. You've got to put some attention into it. You've got to put some effort, real effort into it. You've got to spend some hours. You've got to dedicate some time planning this thing, because if you do not, you will be sitting, twiddling your thumbs, waiting for the next client. You will be sitting, twiddling your thumbs, waiting for the next person. You will be twiddling, sitting, waiting for the next person to buy something off of your website. It does not work that way. And I'm sorry to tell it to you, but that is the reality of it. And my last point for setting smart goals, monitoring the progress in real time allows you to see your efforts paying off, providing a sense of achievement and motivating them to maintain or surpass performance goals. So you've got to monitor that progress. So what did you sell today? Underneath what you sold today, how can I do better? What can I do differently so that tomorrow is a better day? All of this is on that spreadsheet, and I'm going to show you guys in a minute. About the daily sales, it has 1 through 30 days. It calculates the product price, the shipping costs, it tells you everything. You just have to punch in the numbers. And those prices are based off of what your income is. So when you get that first grid that you need to fill out about your total expenses, then you fill out this second grid, put the total expenses at the top, and it'll calculate based on what the cost of the product is to make, what you should be charging, so that you're making a profit margin, and it'll tell you how many of those products you need to sell in order to make a daily sales goal. And then it records, like you can put in, I sold this many today. I sold this many today. So I'm telling you, this is business is real. You've got to be organized. So eat the frog concept. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of the eat the frog concept. But when you're setting goals and when you have a multitude of tasks, this is the way that I like to approach those tasks. So this suggests tackling the most challenging and unpleasant task first thing in the morning and allowing individuals to conquer difficult obstacles and set productive tones for each day. By addressing the most daunting tasks early on, and it reduces the procrastination, increases efficiency, and boosts overall productivity. So I could easily, I could easily have said, I'm gonna do this live later on around 12 when I get up. No, I said on a Saturday morning, while I'm with Impact Esthetician, I'm gonna get up and I'm going to, at 9 o'clock, prepare to shoot this, but also shoot this. This is my biggest task of my Saturday. The recording videos for the week is an easy task. So this is my biggest task. So I'm getting it done. So when I achieve my hardest or most challenging task, what that does is it allows me to feel accomplished. It allows me to see that I have achieved a great task for the day. And it gives me that driving force to continue going and doing more tasks. So the Eat the Frog concept is an amazing concept. Now let's talk about time management. So the sales mindset is a positive and determined mental attitude that enables sales professionals to approach sales with resilience and maintain a customer-centric focus. First things first, create a to-do list. Hold on, let me go grab it. Cell phones are great, but you need a paper calendar. Organize your life. In this little paper calendar has everything I need to know, everything I need to do for the week, everything I need to do for the month. Plan your months out. Organize your life. Know when your bills are due. Know when paydays are. Know when whatever it is that you have to do. It needs to be in a paper. You should be able to physically look at that calendar and figure out exactly what it is that is going on in your life. A large reason why I believe that people do not complete tasks and why they do not become successful in their business is because they're simply not organized. They're winging it. They're doing it day to day. Oh, I need to do this. And then they go do it. And oh, I should do this. And no, sit down on one day before the week starts and figure out what you're going to do in that week and stick to the paper. Identify the tasks that contribute most of your goals and focus on them first. So whatever is bringing you closer to the goal is first priority. Eliminate distractions. Your cell phones. Stop doing your work for your business on your cell phone. Stop recording your videos for your work on your cell phones. Stop editing your content on your cell phones. Stop doing anything as it relates to your business on your cell phone. Sit in front of a computer, get a physical camera, take that cell phone and put it in another room and get focused. This phone is a distraction if you let it. How many times have we, because I've even been guilty of it myself. How many times have we like been recording a reel and then we edit the caption or we save it in the drafts and now we're on Instagram, so we looking at and then you just wasted 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes. Before you know it, it's been 2 hours and you sitting on this goddamn phone. That is crazy. Get rid of the phone. It's a distraction. Sit at a computer, do the work, take the effort, take the camera, record with the camera, put the card in the computer, and edit the fucking video, okay? Edit the video. Those phones will get you caught up for hours at a time. Designate a workspace. This is my beautiful workspace. I know when I'm sitting here, I'm locked in. Use website blockers if you need to. If a task takes 2 minutes or less, do it first or immediately. Schedule breaks. Your time that your content, do not just go into building your content or working on your email blast or doing whatever. You need to clock in, pretty much. If I say, okay, so I'm going to go and I'm going to work on emails from 9 to 10:30, I'm going to put 2 15-minute breaks in there at a specific time. And I'm going to stick to it. That is what's going to keep you on task and keep you dedicated and passionate. You can go to, it's mind-boggling that we can go and clock into somebody else's job and make somebody else millions of dollars, and we take home anywhere between $30 to $35 an hour, but then you can't turn around and do that for yourself. But this person over here is making anywhere between $18,000 and $20,000 times 13 a day off of you. That's crazy. Do you really really look at that? Really look at that. Even if you let's even dumb it down to Walmart. You're a cashier at Walmart. You're making anywhere between, maybe they're giving you $12 or $13 an hour, which is crazy to me. Maybe 19. Let's say $19 an hour. And let me pull up a calculator because I ain't no mathematician. Let's just like really think about this, because this is Crazy. And we don't think of it this way. And this is why we stay in this death trap of working for people and not building our own. So you think about if you're making $19 an hour, you work an 8-hour shift, you're making $152 an hour once you subtract the 8% in taxes. And that's me being generous. You're making $139 a day. On average, you probably ring up in an 8-hour shift anywhere between when I was a cashier at Dollar Tree many, many years ago, I rung up in an 8-hour shift anywhere between I want to say I rung up close to 75 to 100 people in an 8-hour shift. So an average sale at Walmart or somewhere, I can only speak for me. An average sale, if I go in Walmart on average, I'm probably spending close to $80 to $90. So we'll play it safe and play eight and say 80. And we're gonna multiply 80 times, we'll say you ring up about 70 people. That's $5,600 that they have made off of you in a day. Mind you, you only took home $139. So when you subtract the expense of you and you look at what you have left, they have made $5,461 in one day off of you. You still think it's important to work that 9 to 5 for the rest of your life? Or do you want to make that 9 to 5 money work for you so that you can start to build a business so that that money, now that you're profiting off of your own business, you can make work for you and put into investments so that you can move into a better position and not have to stand on your feet for 8 hours a day? I'm just saying, we're being robbed. And granted, being a business owner ain't for everybody. It's not. Some people, they prefer to clock in, clock out, and be done with it. That's the reality of it. And that is okay too. But you still need to make that money work for you in some way. Even if it's you're taking some of your check and you're investing it into something, because you can't work, physically work all your life. And Social Security is trash these days. You ain't getting nothing. So I'm just saying. All right. So overcoming rejections in sales. The reality is you will be rejected in sales daily. Whether that's the person doesn't believe in the product, the person doesn't believe in just overall whatever the product is for them. Like, for example, I sell skincare. Some people don't care about their skin. And no matter what you say to them, there is nothing you can say to get them from believing that that Dove bar soap is all they need. And that's okay for them. It's not my job to convert them. But the reality is, you will be rejected at some point, at some time in business. Some price related rejections. As of last knowledge update of September 2021, the 3 most common rejection challenges in sales were as follows. Number 1, in 2020, 40% of sales professionals in HubSpot's sales enablement report considered dealing with price objections as one of the most challenging parts of their job. So some people it's going to be too expensive for. Some people, they're going to say, oh, it's you too high. I'm not too high. That's just you can't afford me, which means that you're just not my client. So you have to start to look at it from a different perspective. I don't look at, oh, you too high as a rejection. I look at it as, well, I am expensive because I'm selling a quality product. But that just means that you can't afford me. Next, or when someone tells me that the product is too high, I never really just kind of say, okay, or it's too expensive. What I choose to do is I choose to talk more about why the product is of value, not trying to sell the product. But if someone says, "Oh, well, how much is your cleanser?" $27. Oh, that's too high. Well, yeah, I actually agree with him. I said, yeah, the price, $27 is a decent price for a cleanser, but this cleanser is da 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 da. It's formulated for all skin types. It's got calming, calming and soothing ingredients in it. It's got whatever it is that your product has. You want to think of it in that way. So I don't look at rejections as a negative thing. I look at it as, well, why is this person thinking that it is too high? And how can I make logic for myself of why it's the price that it is? One, because it's worth it. I spend a lot of time, effort, and energy in making sure that these products worked well on a lot of skin, on all skin types. I spent a lot of time, effort, and energy in making sure that you get long-term and short-term results. It's pH balanced. Like I can go on and on and on. The ingredients are reliably sourced. The ingredients are nutrient rich and nutrient dense. You don't get that in a lot of cleansers. Most cleansers have SLS in it. So that is something that is known to irritate and sensitize the skin. I've spent a lot of time on quality ingredients, so the price point is slightly higher. I'm a 60-minute treatment. How do you give a thorough consultation and stay on time? You perfect your consultation. A thorough consultation should only take no more than 15 minutes. No more than 15 minutes. It's all about training. It's all about, again, getting organized. And what is it? What are the main key points that you are looking for in that consultation? For each consultation, it should be, you should know those things. And once you start to get comfortable with knowing those things, you'll move right through it. And the consultation doesn't stop just because of that 15 minutes. The consultation is all the way through that first cleanse, the skin analysis, and the second cleanse. So you should still be consulting until you get to the treatment portion. I think that's one of the things that sets a lot of students or a lot of spas up for failure is protocols need to be written in blocks. The treatment portion is the treatment portion. That is where treatment starts. Everything before it is consultation. So I'm still consulting with that client until I do that, till I finish that second cleanse. Okay, so customers often express concerns about the price of a product or service. They may feel the cost is too high or they can find better deals elsewhere. If someone believes they can find a better deal elsewhere, let them. Give them your information. Let them know. If you don't find anything, I would love to have you come along with me. Strategies to overcome price-related rejections, effective communication, and active listening. We should be talking more than we should be listening. I'm sorry, we should be listening more than we should be talking. Listen to your clients, listen to your customers. By understanding their needs and preferences and a salesperson can tailor the pitch or address specific pain points. So if someone's telling me their struggle is hyperpigmentation and the buildup of texture, and I'm talking about a cleanser that does those things, but my pinpoints or pain points are this is gonna brighten it even. Yeah, it's gonna brighten it even a hyperpigmentation, but I need to be very specific. Instead of saying this is a brightening and evening cleanser or treatment, I'm going to say, so this treatment here is going to specifically target that hyperpigmentation. And it also has lactic acid in it that's going to reduce the texture that you talked about. So I have to make it relatable to that client. Provide social proof and testimonials, share success stories, case studies, and testimonials on satisfied customers. That is one thing that you're going to need. Every customer, you should be asking them to send you a 30 to 60-second video. By the way, Impact Esthetician Society, guys, I've been kind of asking y'all for testimonials of what your experience was being in the program for now about about 3 or 4 weeks. Can I have those, please? Thanks. Thank you. And I thank you. Um, Offer flexible pricing options, provide different price packaging or payment plans. So I don't do packages. I used to do packages, but the profit margins were not there. So now I offer Affirm, not Affirm, it's Afterpay. Um, so that gives people the option to flex with the product. So you can buy all the products you want and you can put it on Afterpay. That way you don't have to pay the entire thing in full. You can get what you need, and that's that. So you got to offer something more than just the sale. Overcoming rejections in sales continue. So this is another reason why people tend to reject our products or our services. Perceived value rejections. So a survey found that 68% of customers said they would leave a company because they perceive the company as indifferent to them and their needs. If a customer doesn't see the value in your product or service, they are likely to reject the offer. Demonstrating the unique value proposition and addressing the specific needs of customers is crucial to overcome challenge. So you got to listen to your customers and you have to add value to what they specifically need. You got to add that value. You have to dedicate your products, your time, your information, your knowledge to what the client needs. If you're not catering to the client, who are you catering to? Because they're the ones who are investing in your product. Customer success stories help with value. So you want to share those success stories. You want to give real life examples that can inspire and provide confidence and trust in your brand. You want to provide educational resources that provide educational content and resources that help. So, like if you're selling skincare products, for example, there is no reason why you don't have a video for each product and how to use it, the many ways you can use it, the many results that you will get from it, what it does, how it works, all of those things. Like that's just a no-brainer. So when people go on your page, they can see that it works because I know how to use it. The number one reason why people don't buy or return products is because they don't remember how to use it or they become overwhelmed. So the more you reduce um, that sense of being overwhelmed with education and resources to provide them with the knowledge and information that they need to know how to work it, it will work. They will buy it and they will continue buying it because you become invested in your client. So surprise and delight is what I call it. This is an occasional surprise to customers with unexpected rewards, personalization offers, and gestures. So what I do is I don't do it on social media. I don't do it and I don't broadcast it. But what I do is every now and then, bloop, I'll drop an email to the people who are subscribed to my website, who are subscribed to the skincare. I'll drop an email, 20% off, 30% off, whatever it is. Overcoming rejections in sales, difficulty in making decisions. So there will be some people that will have a difficulty in making decisions. 82% of BRB decision makers said they had accepted meetings with a salesperson after a series of attempts. This highlights the importance of persistence in reaching the decision makers. So just because somebody said no once, it don't mean they're going to continue to say no. Keep going. It takes 10 knocks to get in the door, I think is what they say. Knock. Knock on that door. Getting in touch with the right decision makers is a significant hurdle. So there's going to be a lot of no's, but keep going because you're going to get a lot of yeses eventually once you get in the right circles. Persistence is important. Utilizing sales automation tools is another great thing. And social selling, engaging with decision makers on social media platforms by sharing value, content, and participating in relevant discussions. So what am I doing right now? Right here on Instagram. So embrace the sales mindset, darlings. Embrace the sales mindset and unleash your power within. You achieve consistent sales success. Sell is not just about making deals, it's about building meaningful connections and creating value for your customers. Every rejection and challenge you face is an opportunity for growth and learning. Remember, success is not determined by the number of closed deals alone, but by the passion, dedication, and resilience you bring to your craft. Embrace rejection as a stepping stone to improvement and let persistence be your guiding light through every obstacle. So, I hope that helped some of you guys. So let's get into this next slide, and I'm going to flip my camera around so you guys can briefly see it real quick. Um, so this is a daily sales calculator, okay? And what this is basically going to help you to identify exactly what your daily sales are. So I'm going to do this really, really quickly. So let's say based off of that last download that we did last Saturday, where we talked about our total expense calculator. So let's say our total expense calculated that our total expenses for a month was $3,000. So it's going to show you that, okay, if it's $3,000, you need to make 2 times that income, $6,000 in sales income, or 3 times, which is 9,000. So this comes, you plug this in from that last calculator. So now we're going to do product. So the product, I just have example. So let's say we're going to leave it as example. And then the sale price of the product. Let's use a cleanser, for example. So I'm going to put $27. Cleanser is $27. The total cost to deliver and produce that product, let's say it costs me about $12, right? So what it automatically does is tells me I need to make $15 profit. Monthly expenses is 200. 2x that income is 400. 3x is 600. The sales needed to make my income goal. So I need to sell 200 cleansers in a month to make my goal. Now, as I continue to add into here, so like let's say there's another product that is $27. It costs me $5 to make. My profit is $22. $136.36, so on. So now $136 is the sales goal that I need to make to reach the $3,000. Does that make sense? So, and then what I can do is I can record. I sold 2 today. I sold 5 today. I sold 10 today. Right? So this just basically keeps track of what exactly I've sold over the run of that 30 days. Does not calculate anything here, but it's just a way to keep a record of it. So this is the daily sales calculator, and this is how that works. Okay. So let me close out with impact esthetician real quick. So, guys, I hope that you guys enjoyed. Remembering that these replays are always going to be in the tab for all Saturday replays, the Zoom connection calls. So anytime you need to look back at this, you can. You make sure that you download the spreadsheet when you go to module, or I think it says session 3 for the revenue roadmap. You can download this and get everything that you need to be squared away. And I will see you guys next Saturday. Nope, next Saturday is our break. So we have a 2-week break before the next program starts in the inside of Impact Esthetician Society. So I will see you guys in 2 weeks. I will also be sending you guys out some emails just to kind of keep you engaged as we're on break. See ya.